live from New York. It's a show that, again, is only an hour long today. How did we feel like yesterday went?
Quick.
Yeah. I thought yesterday was good.
I thought it was great.
Good, but it was like that.
I thought it was really good.
Oh, you're trying to...
I thought we were just out here like a heavyweight fight. Quick.
A heavyweight fight is quick, huh?
I don't know what are you getting at?
Fast takes, you know? I like it.
Okay, buddy.
First hour, first things first. Today, worldwide football, 9 international games announced. Which is the most intriguing? We might feature a Mac Jones lowlight, an all-time lowlight for Mac Jones. Meanwhile, World Cup Wednesday, 29 days away. Rob Stone joins us to talk about the latest World Cup news. And finally, a special edition, somewhat short, there's not that many teams left, special edition of Playoff Tears alongside Chris Broussard. I'm Kevin Wilds. How was the committee doing last night?
It was good. Watched the Timberwolves game, had the meeting. It was quick.
Yeah.
They hung out for the Timberwolves game, which we'll get into briefly. In the third quarter, it looked like we were going to have a great game when they tied it, and then it ended up being a total blowout.
The Spurs can still take their foot off the gas a little bit.
And then rev up the engine, evidently, as they did.
Put it right back on.
We start in San Antonio. We quickly got our answer to how Wemby would respond from his ejection. 16 points, 7 minutes. Wolves tied the game in the third, but Spurs pulled away, win by 29. Here's Wemby postgame.
Something Devin said at shoot-around this morning was that the Spurs were going to need upset Vic to come out tonight to, get this win. Mitch called it more of a mature Vic. I'm just curious if there's either one of those that you prefer, maybe another word. Just,
I feel like they ain't mutually exclusive, so I'm looking for both.
Okay, what did he prove last night to you?
First of all, I didn't know ain't was in his vocabulary, apparently. All right. He proved a few things. One, he proved his mental toughness. Because some people were starting to question that, Nick. Like, he didn't want that last shot in game one.
That's not so.
Which implies mental weakness. I don't want it. I'm not mentally tough enough. All right? So he showed with all eyes on him. They rattled him.
They did rattle.
Baiting, getting on.
Yes.
I don't know if they rattled him or he just said enough and showed his toughness.
Okay.
Now, the wrong way, but maybe showed his toughness.
Okay.
All right. But anyway, he came out and in a situation where he could have cost them the series. Who knows how that game would have went, but it's possible. He came out, put his foot on the gas, and right from the get-go said, look, this game's going to be ours. So that he proved his mental toughness. Second thing, and this is kind of a new one, and I'll be interested to see where, I think you'll agree with me. We'll see if Nick. He's the most versatile player in the world. Now, I've already said he's the best player in the world. He's the most versatile. We know defensively he's the best defensive player, but he's not a one-trick pony. Obviously can block shots, can get out on the perimeter and defend. Offensively, can shoot the 3 at 2 last night, can, drive to the bucket. Had a few moves that you don't even see from a lot of guards.
I thought in some passing last night.
Well, that's what I was gonna get to is that there's nothing he can't do offensively. And last night he showed his passing ability. Here's the first one. He leads the break. Now we've seen him lead the break before, but some didn't know. Yeah. Leads the break, hits Julian Champagnie for a 3-pointer. That right there is in the first quarter. Then in the third quarter, watch this pass inside. No, this is the different one, I think. But that's a tough pass.
No, that's the one I thought you were going to show.
Wrap it around Rudy Gobert and get it to Champagnie right where he wants it in his sweet spot.
And it's what ended the Timberwolves' run.
Yeah,
the Timberwolves had just tied the game.
Yep.
And that's what ended the run.
And that's why I say they should. I don't want him playing it like Shaq on the block, but they should put him there more often because either he can score. If Gobert doesn't come down there, he's just shooting easily over his defender. Right. If he does, you see this happen. And then this one, and you got to watch closely.
This is the best one.
It'll show again.
Yeah, we'll show it again. He had look at Gobert. He's spinning like a top. All right. He got a little flash to him as well. That was incredible. So we knew he had handle. We knew he could shoot the jumper anywhere on the court. And now he also showing off his passing ability, had 5 assists.
Maybe Rudy thought it was going to the corner because he's remembering the previous pass.
Rudy was.
Yeah, I mean, he
Rudy
was
lost.
that's a 4-time all defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
And he had him spinning around like a top. Last thing I'll say more about the team is that they showed they can win it all.
I agree with that.
They can win it all.
And they're not like their bench production. Dylan Harper probably shouldn't be a bench player, and this will be his only year as a bench player. Like I don't want to say Spurs shouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
My point is
he's a future star.
He's a future
Like, that dude
star,
is awesome.
and he is 20 years old, and this is his first playoff moment. It's not too big for him. And he's not even the 6th man of the year
Right.
who's on his team, who was also excellent last night. So I agree with everything Bruce said once he started talking about the game. What Brew led with, which is kind of what the broadcast led with, it irritated me on the broadcast, and I'll get into it in just a second. But first, I want to give Wemby credit. There were a lot of offensive things that when we were talking about Wemby 2 months ago, that basically I was saying, I want to see him do it. Mm-hmm. And Brew was like, I don't need to see him do it to know he can do it.
Though.
No, but
I was watching like every game.
That's fair.
But he didn't average 30.
I don't think he had, and I might not have been as 100% dialed into Spurs on League Pass as you, Brew. I don't think he had many games with passes like this. I don't think he had.
That pass was incredible.
Where you really saw his full package of everything offensively. Not all, but most of his great offensive nights went hand in hand with hot shooting nights. That he was going to get his, 15 on the free throw line and on the inside, and the nights where he had 5 to 7 threes in addition, that's when he popped off huge. This game, he didn't go for a huge number of points, but he was the best offensive player on either team to go along with the great defense. And Spurs are up 12 at halftime, and it's a tie game 4.5 minutes into the third quarter, and that play to, was it Vassell in the corner?
It was Champagnie.
Champagnie in the corner, started a new run for the Spurs of their own. So all of that, he deserves massive credit for. I'm a little confused as to why, and it even felt when, like in Brew's setup, and certainly on the broadcast, this game was presented as if Wemby was the one who got elbowed in the throat. And I thought it was officiated as if Wemby was the one who got elbowed in the throat. It felt to me like the refs heard what Mitch Johnson said, and they were like, you know what? He's right. It is awful what's happening.
I agree with that.
And to the point of this totally innocuous moment resulted in a technical foul. This right here, that makes a lot of sense if they're like, Naz Reid, you're not getting away with that one day after you elbowed Wemby in the throat. But from a fairness standpoint, if I'm Naz Reid, you're like, you gotta be kidding me. That guy elbowed me in the throat, got no fine, no suspension, and that to delay a game technical?
But I agree with, I don't think just a tech, but it's an unnecessary, it's not just we're physical and I kind of give a little extra.
Yeah, no, there was
a straight shove.
But it would have felt, it was just odd to me. It was, I think they put on the screen last night, Wemby's redemption before the game. This was not a hero's return. I do not think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a dirty player. But he did not get done dirty by the league. And I don't think he got done dirty by the Timberwolves. And if I were a Timberwolf, I would have been a little frustrated that with the whistle John Goble's crew had from the opening tip, it's like, oh, we're going to have no chance at any type of, not elbow, but any type of get back. Any type of what you would, what we talked about, hey, we'll handle it on our own. He's going to get, at some point, he's going to be on the wrong end of a hard foul. And I guess they were trying to cut that out, so be it, that's fine. But I thought it was just odd that it was framed as if he was the one who was overcoming something and not around Naz Reid playing or anything like that. I thought that was weird, but he was absolutely phenomenal.
Okay. Let's go to the other side of it. Wolves now on the brink. Game 6 tomorrow in Minnesota.
This was an amazing play by Ant.
Wolves have only lost one game at home all playoffs, but they are underdogs, or as Hubs would say. Anybody? Under Wolves. It's not me, it's Hubs. Here's Ant on Wemby being unstoppable and the Wolves' confidence.
Tonight, some of the stuff that Wemby was doing, you don't really have too much of an answer for it. Just kind of hope he misses. But he came out high, he made a bunch of shots. I don't see nobody in the locker room that's too worried. At the end of the day, man, it's another basketball game. So you come out, put your boots on, and get ready to go to war.
All right, are you giving the T-Wolves any shot to win this series?
I mean, look, I picked the Spurs to win the series. Even when it was 2-2, I said I think they win it in 6. So I think they're gonna win it in 6. But I do respect the T-Wolves. I think they're gonna come out with a great effort. I think he unwittingly hit it on the head, what I see.
Correct.
He said when Wemby has it going, it's just not much you can do. And God forbid the other guys have it going, right? Yep. And then he said there's no quit in us. I do feel that while, I'm not writing the Timberwolves off, but I feel like the Spurs have to play a role in the Timberwolves winning it. Not that the Timberwolves aren't great in their own right, but I think it has to be offensively. Wemby may not have it going from 3, and they kind of forget about him. Because a lot of times they don't look for him. They just, whoever gets it, if the lane's open, he's penetrating, and they kind of forget, don't forget about him, but he's not getting the touches you would expect the superstar player to get. So I think, and then we were talking about it before the show, even in this game, they come out with burst and then they let they kind of relax.
Yeah.
Or sometimes Wemby gets taken out and the T-Wolves going to run and then they're able to go back with another spurt. So that could be the inexperience. But I think if the Spurs bring their A game throughout, they will win, I believe, game 6. Because to me, you always hear coaches say there comes a point in a series where you know who's
the other
better.
Team's better.
The Spurs are better. They're the better team.
Do you think Anthony Edwards sort of admitted that in the postgame?
I'm sure he does feel like they can win the series. I really believe Ant thinks we're still going to win this thing. And they've come back on Denver, so they should feel that way.
The only way Ant feels like San Antonio's better is if Ant feels like he's way away from 100%. I think Ant feels like if I'm fully functional Anthony Edwards, we're better than everybody. I think that's like his mentality and his approach. So I'm not saying he doesn't. If he does feel the way you're implying or saying, it's because he's like, man, I only have, 6 good drives to the basket a night in me right now because of my knees, and that puts a cap on him. Do
you feel like the Spurs has shown they're the better team?
Through 5 games, yes. I picked Minnesota, but that just goes in the long line of every series being wrong by me.
You're due, though.
Yeah, I am due. The 2 Minnesota wins came down to the final moments, and the 3 Spurs wins have been, routes or route adjacent.
Without their best player. The Spurs.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so I don't. Here is why, though, I don't think Minnesota's dead, and I don't think they think they're dead. This has to remind them a ton of 2 years ago, where they lost 3 straight to Denver. Denver, after those 5 games, it looked like clearly they're the better team. Mm-hmm. And they went home for game 6, routed Denver. Now, I don't think the Spurs are routable at this point, so I don't think that would happen. And then game 7, this is the other thing I will say. If Minnesota wins the game 6 at home, game 7 for this Spurs team is all of a sudden incomprehensible pressure. And pressure is even the wrong word. It's just all of these guys, it's their first game 7 and the first time they've ever faced elimination. And De'Aaron Fox played in 1 game 7 ever. They lost. I think Harrison Barnes' last game 7 was the 2016 finals, where he so that's a lot for any game 7's a lot for a young team because round 1 was so easy for them because they've been up at every point in this series. they would go from, being in such a commanding position the whole way to holy moly, our season could end. That would make me a little nervous over the Spurs. But here's the other thing about when they came back on Denver. When they came back on Denver, they had Karl Anthony Towns, and he was really good in that game. They traded him for Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. Dante's obviously sadly hurt, and Julius Randle has been brutal.
Yep.
And Julius Randle, he had some nice moments last year, and he had some nice moments in round one. But the playoffs for Julius Randle have been a struggle throughout his career. And last night, it felt like every time Minnesota was getting back in it, there would be a zero-pass, quick trigger shot from Julius Randle. I do think, Brew, the extra day off, this will be between Game 5 and 6 will be the only time all series it's not every other day.
Right.
I think that'll help Ant. I think that we might, we're going to get to see whatever Ant has left come out there. So I don't think they're dead, and I think they believe in themselves, but they need more from Julius Randle. He's supposed to be their second best guy.
9 international NFL games released as the NFL season goes from Melbourne to Rio to London to Paris, Madrid, Munich, and back to Mexico City. 49ers and the Jags both play 2 international games. Which game jumped out to you?
Easy for me, Cowboys-Ravens. These are obviously the Ravens, I've got interest in them. Cowboys, I got winning the NFC East to Nick's chagrin.
Oh, yeah.
You're
a Cowboys guy.
So it's in pen. It's locked in.
It's close. As close as we can be in pen in May. But I think it's a great test for both defenses, right? That's really what we want to see. Lamar has, he's 2-0 against the Cowboys, hadn't played him a ton, but he's had his way, 120 passer rating. And we think this Cowboys defense has improved. You got Derrick Henry, you got Lamar, so it'll be a great test for them. And then for Baltimore, obviously that defense or that offense for the Cowboys is lightning. And so Jesse Minter, we'll see. He's supposed to, he's a defensive guy. Does he improve that defense? And they've made a lot of moves there too. Trey Hendrickson, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's a great test for both of these defenses and should be an exciting game.
Love that game. And Lamar, historically has owned the NFC as a whole because they don't see him that often. Bonus take. Jacksonville plays back-to-back games in London.
Of course.
Unlike usual, it's not, historically it's against the tanking Patriots or the first year of Drake May Patriots, was it, when you guys played them? I know Trevor played the Pats one year there, or the Titans. This year, it's the 2 games that I think could set the tone for whether or not the Jags can repeat the success of last year. They stay in London and host Philly and the Texans. And that will give you a great idea of if the Jags are for real or not. I know you guys are probably skeptical. Well, yeah, of course. Well, you got to play Texans no matter what.
Yeah.
You're playing twice.
Don't you think it's a nice advantage for Jacksonville?
Well,
we always say that, but what's their record in London?
I don't have it off the top of my head. I think I would imagine it's actually probably a slightly higher winning percentage than the record overall in that time because they had so many down years, but I'm not certain.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an advantage that they have to be over there for longer than anybody else. I do think it's an advantage for the second game. Like
they don't have the upheaval.
Right. When the Texans come there, they've just been chilling there. It might be a disadvantage for Jacksonville for whatever game they play next. But that was just bonus take.
7-7 in London.
So that's probably above what their winning percentage is over that same time frame. San Francisco against the Rams Thursday of the open season in Australia. The day after the season opens in Australia. And here's why. I don't think the NFC West is going to have 3 playoff teams again. Just so hard. And if we think the NFC North is going to be tough again, if we think the NFC East, the Cowboys are going to be more competitive, the Giants and Command, I just don't think there's going to be room for 3 NFC West teams. I see no reason to think Seattle's going to fall off that dramatically after winning the Super Bowl. So, as much as everybody likes the Rams, the Niners, were in contention for the number 1 seed to the final week of the year as well. They're getting guys back from injury, so that this could be one of the bigger, playoff leverage matchups of the season, and it's on the first Thursday of the season. So that's my matchup.
Mine's quickly Patriots-Lions in Munich. Lions are 20-7 at home, but they'll be at home in Munich, so it's kind of like obviously a neutral field game, or a game that tilts to the Patriots. Last time we were there, one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in my Patriots fandom.
What's the situation here?
This was to win the game, and Mac Jones threw a duck at the goal line. And this is the game, I don't know if we pulled the headline, Hubs, that sealed Belichick's fate.
Oh, yeah.
So this was
down 4 with 4 minutes left. He threw that.
Yeah. So this
And
this
the
was
dude
afterwards.
was open.
Yeah,
he was
This
wide
was,
open.
should have won this game.
Wow.
So afterwards, Kraft was there, and this is the game. They're like, you know what, Belichick's gone. So
Oh,
it's
I
sort of
remember
like,
that. There's a reverse angle too that shows Mac's face when it happens.
It's not great.
It's unbelievable.
It's not great. The other issue I do
You
like.
look down. You didn't even get the punchline.
I wanted that headline, and instead we're busy pulling this one. Gosh darn it, we just need one. If I put one Mac Jones lowlight in,
Go ahead.
extra
Sorry,
ones.
KW.
Gosh, no, let's just go to break. I like having a bye in the middle of the season. I like a nice Week 11 bye, which is pretty much
a nice one.
Coming up next, Rob Stone. talking
He's
World
great.
Cup. World Cup Wednesday. That's next. World Cup Wednesday on First Things First. Joining us now, the voice of the World Cup on Fox, Rob Stone. Rob, thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us. And
What? He's gonna love it. He's
by
gonna love it.
contractual
Is
obligation,
this the much hyped surprise you were talking about during the commercial break?
my friend has been making Legos, and he wants to
Yes.
show you.
It's World Cup Legos, Rob. Rob,
All right.
can we get a good
Don't
shot of
laugh,
this, guys?
Rob.
Don't laugh.
He's not gonna
Support
laugh.
him.
He's gonna think they're awesome. Look at this, Rob. Hold on. You see this? Look, that's the ball. That's the official ball, and it's
That's
like
a Lego ball that actually looks like smooth and
Oh
rounded.
yeah, exactly. I built it, and I got a special surprise for you. Look, it's just a regular ball. You want to kick it around? Nope. Guys partying on the dais, getting there. World Cup. They won the World Cup. They're partying. How about that? You think that's cool? Here's the trophy. I want to. He loves it. I want to show you something else. It's just
great.
the regular World Cup trophy, and then it's like, oh, it's just a normal trophy. That's cool. Whatever. There couldn't be any surprise there.
Open
oh my
it up,
goodness
open it up.
gracious! Is that Rob Stone in there holding the trophy? I think it is. Rob Stone holding the trophy in the trophy. Let me slide it
no
right
way
back
that's
in.
me.
There we go.
Pretty
So,
good.
You know what, Rob?
Also,
Everyone researches
Hold
and
on, he
prepares
wants
for
to
the World
compliment
Cup.
it. He wants
oh,
to
sorry.
compliment. Go ahead. Go
He
ahead.
wants
As you
to
were, Rob.
compliment.
Sorry.
I just say there's no way you actually put that together.
Swear
That's
to
what
God.
you have summer interns for.
No.
Swear to God you did that?
Swear to God, I build
or
Legos. First of all, I
kids.
build Legos all the time.
Yeah.
That's
He
good for your
plays with
brain.
Legos.
It's good for my
Rob.
brain.
It
Thank
is
you,
what it
Rob.
is.
He gets it. These guys, they say it's toys. I
It's
play
not
with toys
playing,
when I was
bro.
a kid.
It's not playing. It's
Really?
It's
It's constructing. Thank you. It's architecture,
yeah,
basically.
basically engineering and architecture.
I knew Rob would like
And
There's a
art.
dormant
Yeah, go ahead.
architect in there, that's for sure.
Rob.
Within Nick's body, for sure.
What's the deal with Christian Pulisic? He's been on this goal-scoring drought, but now he's healthy. Sometimes he's playing, sometimes he's benched. He was on the cover of Time magazines. We're like, yeah, Christian Pulisic, but we look across the, overseas and nothing's happening. How do you feel about Christian Pulisic as we lead up to the World Cup?
Well, number one, I just want to make sure there's not a Time magazine cover jinx out there, right? So that shouldn't impact him. Yeah, I'm absolutely concerned. He's supposed to be the heartbeat of this U.S. men's national team. He's supposed to be the star. I'm watching him in commercials now where he's playing, 3-on-3 games against Messi in some hotel lobby. Absolutely, I'm concerned because he's our number one goal scoring threat, whether that's scoring them or setting them up. So he's got to find a rhythm and a confidence and I think a joy in his game. I think he needs to get that smile back on the field. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to do it. Would it be great if he saw the playing time in Italy right now to try and get it? Yes. Otherwise, they've got two opportunities. The U.S. does, Senegal and Germany in tune-ups before the World Cup begins. And of course, their schedule, as you guys mentioned, starts in 30 days against Paraguay. Am I concerned? 100%. Can he get out of this funk? Absolutely. But I need to see something to give me some hope that he can move on.
Rob, I want to ask you about Gio Reyna. Now, he's hoping and waiting to, make this team. Does he deserve to be on the final roster, in your view?
Say that one more time. I lost my audio. That was a me problem, not a you problem.
Gio Reyna, he's dying to be on this team, hoping and waiting to. Does he deserve to be on this final roster?
Hey, I'm dying to be on this team. Every American should be dying to be on this team. Just because you're dying to be on this team doesn't mean you should be on this team. Listen, I had high hopes that Gio Reyna was going to be the star for the U.S. at the 2022 World Cup, right? I thought that was going to be his breakout moment, and it turned out really kind of breaking up the U.S. men's national team. Does he deserve to be on this team? I say no. Will he be on this team? I think he's got about a 30% chance to be on it because
Rob.
of... because of this potential that maybe he can do something for this U.S. men's national team this summer. But he hasn't earned it on the field because he hasn't earned playing time with his club team back in Germany. So I'm all right if he is not on the roster.
Go ahead. I'm a Gio guy. There's some guys that just pop for me.
Is it just the hair?
No, it's a look. It's a little bit of pedigree, right? So maybe I just have some Claudio Reyna like leftover fandom. But he's got, when he gets on there, he's like.
I do as well. But Claudio's not suiting up anymore, right?
I know, but he's got a spark. Sometimes I feel like if we lose a game, I feel like we're going to lose a dull game. And I feel like Gio could provide us a spark. Probably
win a dull game, too, to be honest with you. I'm with you. And right, it's that enticement that Gio has brought in the past. Dosages that gives you this optimism that, well, maybe he can do it on the big stage. We need to the dice and bring him out.
All right, so I yesterday on the show, Rob, did best case, worst case, most likely case for the U.S. at the World Cup. I'm curious. I want you to play that game as well. The best realistic scenario, the worst realistic scenario, and your most likely, outcome for us here.
Sure. Best case, I think, is quarterfinals, and that might be even being a little greedy, but I think quarterfinals, there's a legit chance that the U.S. can get there. Worst case, of course, is crashing and not getting out of the group stage, which would just be unheard of. Listen, the top 2 teams in all 12 groups move on. The best 8 third-place teams move on as well. There's plenty of wiggle room for the United States to get out of the group stage. What's really going to happen, they're going to win or come in second in their group. They're going to win a round of 32 game, and they're going to get bounced in the round of 16.
So that you and I were dead exact on most likely. That's what. So we're aligned.
That's what
there.
Smart guys do. Yeah, exactly, we're in alignment together.
But I haven't even given the group that we're in, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey, and given the fact that, as you mentioned, 8 third-place teams are going to make the round of 32. I don't even think, I can't fathom them not getting out of the group stage. I said the worst case was them losing in the round of 32. Like, if they were to not get out of the group stage, you have to consider every single person that's involved in U.S. soccer is just banished. Like that, how could that even happen given the group we drew?
I believe the term is burn it down.
Yeah.
Right? If the U.S. does not get through, burn it all down, start from scratch. Move out of town, get a new address, change your identity, and start over. Absolutely, they should get through. And I'm not trying to be negative Nelly here, but there's a reason that we play these tournaments. There's a reason that these teams all qualified for the World Cup, even if it's an expanded World Cup, right, with 48 teams. These are really good nations playing here. And if you find yourself in a funk, particularly an early funk, be nervous, right? Be really nervous. Like Paraguay is a good team. If you're from South America, you have pedigree. You're a good team. Turkey, I think you can make a strong case, is the best, strongest team in this group. And then something weird happens because weirdness happens all the time in athletic, particularly at a World Cup. So something weird happens in Seattle against Australia, and all of a sudden you're sitting on, 1 point, 2 points after 3 games. That's not going to be enough. So weird can happen. I know the U.S. is going in with the chest out and the heart out and confident that they're going to win this group, right? That's certainly their plan, and I hope that's their destiny. But scary things happen. That's why I just feel more comfortable saying, hey, they're going to finish in the top 2 in their group.
29 days away from the start of the World Cup, 30 days away from the U.S.'s first game. We talked in the commercial break about how much research you're doing. Has any storyline popped up that's a little bit under the radar that you particularly think deserves more interest or that you're going to highlight during the broadcast?
Yeah, that's a good one. There's a lot of them, and a lot of them are going to appear before our eyes and be created in that moment. I think one thing that not enough people are talking about is Ronaldo. And I know that's hard to say, right, with one of the most iconic players to ever play this game. But if you go back 4 years ago to Qatar, there was so much conversation about Argentina finally winning it for Messi, one of the greatest players ever to play the game. And yes, they lost their opening game, and every game became a must-win match for them, and they won them all, and they moved on, and they finally won that elusive title for Lionel Lionel Messi. I think it's going to be there for Cristiano Ronaldo as well. Now, what type of teammate is he going to be? Is he going to be a guy that has to start? Is he going to accept the role off the bench? I don't know, but I do feel that this Portuguese team isn't being given enough credit with the talent that they have that's not named Ronaldo. And if that team kind of galvanizes around him and says, you know what, let's win one for the legend, a la what Argentina did for Messi 4 years ago, I would say watch out for Portugal. I think they're one of the few nations that not enough people are talking about that has a real strong, legit chance to win it all this summer here in North America.
Rob, you were talking earlier about the challenges Team USA has in their group. With that being the case, do you think the opener against Paraguay is a must-win?
Yes. I got numbers. I did number crunching here because
Nice.
this has always been a theme about the World Cup and the value, the importance of that opening game. So here it is. Since the group stage format began at the World Cup, only 29 teams have advanced out of the group having lost their opening game. That's 16.7% of the nations move on if they lose the opening game. And again, now we're talking about a bigger tournament with third place teams going on as well. But that tells you the value, the importance on that opening game. Give it some more context. That opening game at the World Cup, 81% of the teams, 141 out of 174 nations move on. So that's why I would say this is a must-win game. But you call that fact of is going to be like for the U.S. heading north to Seattle, taking on an Australia team that's going to say, "Oh man, we got a wounded team in front of us, right? There's a little blood in the water. Let's get after it." So I think it's imperative that the U.S. sets that tone early with a win. I don't care if it's 1-0, 5-0. They just got to get the 3 points. They've got to get the W. They've got to get that confidence, and they have to get behind them as well, because if they don't early on, it's going to be a longer buildup for the U.S. to jump on board this team. They get it on day number 2 of the tournament with the win in L.A., then all of a sudden everybody is on board. The viewership numbers and everybody is out at the water cooler what this U.S. men's national team can do. Game 1 is absolutely massive for them.
30 days until the must-win U.S. versus Paraguay. Rob, thank you as always.
You're the
We'll hear
best,
all
Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
summer. If you want to do Legos, Nick is available.
Yeah, I'll send you some.
Or
I have
if your
more coming.
children may want to do them.
These are 18 and up Legos, buddy.
More first
So I'm
things
just
first
letting you know.
after the break.
Do they have a mature audience?
You need great dexterity. See you, Rob.
NFL on Fox gearing up for 2026. Most iconic day on the football calendar, Thanksgiving, Eagles, Cowboys. Full NFL schedule revealed, along with some expert breakdowns, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on the NFL Network. It's one of my favorite days of the year. Right now, let me get you caught up to speed on what's been happening with the committee. Last night, while building Legos to show our guests, an elite committee of experts, analysts, and someone who was upset they didn't get a game ball fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all sports. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for a moderately short Tears.
It has to be short. There's only 6 teams left. 2 new teams eliminated.
Yeah.
We can show you who they are. It's the Sixers and the Lakers, also eliminated.
Your picks for the finals.
I never picked the Lakers. I picked the Lakers.
In here, you do.
I can root for a team and not pick them. I wave the pom-poms for no one. Speaking of waving the pom-poms for no one, I did kind of for years wave the pom-poms for my buddy Daryl Morey. He got let go by the Sixers yesterday. I just want to say this real quick. He was told to get under the luxury tax, so he trades away Jared McCain. Now everyone's like, why would you trade away Jared McCain? The owners wanted to get under the tax.
He couldn't have traded Paul George instead?
I think that's a hard guy to trade. I got to tell you. I think those guys were hard guys to trade. They're eliminated. To the tiers. Bottom of the tiers. Playoffs still haven't started.
Nope.
It's unbelievable.
Still waiting.
It's mid-May.
Amazing.
Playoffs haven't started. If the Cavs win tonight, I will, for the first time all year, believe they actually could make the conference finals. At no point have I believed they could make the conference finals, and I still don't.
If they win, yeah. If they
I mean,
win
I would think if they win
They're a
tonight
game away.
and they're leading going into the fourth quarter of Game 6.
Will it at all move your win the championship meter?
No.
They can't win the championship.
No, and I don't think they can win the conference. I don't think they can beat the Knicks, but I, by the way, don't think they're going to win this series. But Donovan was so special. We'll talk more about
He's
him in a
having a
bit.
great series.
He was so special in the second half of that game. Got to give him credit. Consistently inconsistent Pistons. This whole playoffs, it's first week of the playoffs, awful. Next 10 days of the playoffs, awesome. Won 5 straight. The last couple games, even within a game, first half against Cleveland, they're fine. They're in control. 25-0 run. These playoffs have had more just garish quarters or segments of games than I can remember. Hoping for deja vu. Minnesota down 3-2 in round 2 against a team with a future first ballot Hall of Fame center. I'm comfortable going. Goat talk might be premature. I'm comfortable saying Wemby's going to be a Hall of Famer. They hope they can duplicate what they did 2 years ago to a Denver team that some thought no one was being a 7-game series.
That's a loss.
Victim blaming, Spurs. Wemby's PR is really unbelievable.
You
go ahead.
Take from you.
Why? Go ahead.
What did you want the broadcast to be?
Focus on
Nas Reed's return.
Name power.
Okay, that's fine. Even if you're going to focus it on Wemby, but it doesn't. The framing could have been, how will Wemby respond to the first major mistake of his career? What mental toughness is Wemby going to show in dealing with the physicality of the Timberwolves, as opposed to, it was framed to me as if he had been done wrong, as opposed to he was the one who did wrong. And so I'm not saying we needed, Nas Reed's wife and children. I'm not saying that, but I don't think there would have been much different in how they framed it if he had been the one who had gotten the elbow, as opposed to the one who delivered the elbow. That was odd to me. On the precipice, first NBA Finals since 1999. First NBA Finals in a full season since 1994. And maybe the first championship since 1973.
Wow.
You couldn't play better than the Knicks have played up to this point in the postseason. That much we know, the numbers back it up. And just making the finals was the kind of mandate when they got rid of Tibbs, 4 wins away. Undefeated and unbothered. They haven't lost a game yet these playoffs. Shea's doing press conferences talking about flow state.
I like that.
You know what? They're the champs. They can say what they want, wear what they want, flop how they want, and Shea is going to and we didn't spend a lot of time on it. I thought Shea was sensational in game 4. And they didn't they knew if we lose this game, we go back home anyway, we're going to win that game. I thought Shea's fourth quarter in particular in game 4 was really MVP caliber without any of the antics. They're a top.
Bonus take.
This is my take. It's hard to disagree with the order.
Thank you.
That's what I wrote.
I get why you've got OKC and New York in the top 2 spots, because they're done. They're in the conference finals. Nobody else is. Yeah. But I am going to move the Spurs all the way to the top.
To the top?
To the top.
Above OKC?
Because I'm wondering, is OK
That's
really
a great bottom line.
Unbothered? Are they really unbothered? I think not. The Spurs are 4-1 against OKC this year.
People don't talk about that.
Jalen Williams, what did he say when he was asked, why have the Spurs had so much success against you? Here's what he said.
Kind of talk about what it is that San Antonio does so well that, kind of takes you guys out of your game.
There's this guy on their team that's 7'5" and takes up a lot of space on the court.
Guess what?
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, from Ant.
Yeah.
That 7'5" guy's still there. He's not going anywhere. And assuming they get through the Timberwolves, who I'm giving some respect to, I don't think the Thunder they're going to get the Spurs. I'm sure they're pulling for the T-Wolves. Look at these numbers. The Thunder versus the Spurs and everybody else. Great. The winning everything.
If they played the Thunder, if they played the Spurs
and they
every
played
day,
them 5 times.
Pick the draft.
They played them 5 times,
Yeah.
And so the Spurs,
It's something.
seem to
Of
have their
course.
number. Because Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle are going to be stars. And De'Aaron Fox is already a star,
Yep.
two-time All-Star. So they got a lot of talent outside of Wembanyama. So I think they can beat the.
To your point, because I think OKC would clearly rather have Minnesota, and even if they feel like we're getting the Spurs, they want them to be as worn down as possible. OKC is really rooting for Minnesota on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they think San Antonio's not going to lose a home game 7, just wear them down even further. And then we have the old rest versus rust. One team coming off a sweep, the other team coming off a 7-game series. Go ahead, Kiddo.
Bonus take.
Bonus take.
Because I thought these tiers were flawless.
Thank you.
Small sample size.
It's
just
not much
16.
to argue with.
You know what?
So I just tried. I was like,
Peaking at the right time is another way to put it.
Yeah,
in playoff form.
in playoff form.
Yeah.
It's also just.
It was an
six.
easy build.
Yeah.
You
could almost get
I
it
guess
by-
you could have put the Cavs.
What are
ahead
the
of
chances
Detroit,
you just
but
got it by luck?
They got home
just
court
blindly.
advantage.
You just did it. Like, yeah, that works. I'm not saying you did.
If you had gotten this wrong, Nick, it would have really been
I could
alarming.
See, I could see a. Remember, sometimes we use vacancies. I could see a vacancy between OKC, the Knicks, and the Spurs.
that.
And here's why. These teams are
Wait, where's the vacancy?
between the Knicks and Spurs.
Oh,
So it's just a collision course of East and West, Knicks Thunder finals.
so you giving Spurs no chance?
I'm not giving them no chance. I'm just trying to add a little flavor to it. This postseason, record obviously 8-2 for the Knicks, 8-0 for the Thunder. But the point per game differential, Knicks by 19, OKC by 16. It's the second time teams were plus 15 over in 2 rounds. Since the merger, Josh, everything since the merger, he says all time.
All time.
SGA versus Brunson. Brunson's playing great. SGA's doing good too. This is the last 3 postseasons. Everyone's thinking like, oh, well, Thunder will have the odds with SGA. He's going to be a 2-time MVP.
Wow, this
Playoff
is a
Brunson.
great graphic,
This is our back.
Josh.
His numbers are better.
Keep on having these amazing
Brunson's
Brunson
numbers are better.
graphics. He's
Josh,
unbelievable.
this is an awesome graphic. The same games, within a 1/10 of a point, a 1/10 of an assist, a 1/10 of a turnover.
Crushed it.
And they're all in favor of Brunson except the field goal percentage.
Yeah, I mean,
Bonus take.
that's stunning.
Want to hear a great bonus take?
Sure.
My son has a friend. I guess we're family friends with the Frazier family. Kids come over wearing
We try not to
twins.
use last names on the show.
Twins come over there wearing OKC stuff. The dad comes over wearing OKC stuff. I was like, gee whiz, dad jumping on the bandwagon too? I didn't know it. It's from Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
Went to the finals last year. I said, oh, you went to the finals? Amazing, yes, this and that. Easy flight.
You're not that good.
The
a
whole
friend
9.
If you didn't know that.
Hold on.
It's when I just met the guy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Any element of these tickets at Madison Square Garden for the finals, out of control.
Oh, is it cheaper to fly to OK? If it's
Is
Knicks
there going to
Thunder,
be Knicks
Yes.
fans
I believe it.
invading Oklahoma City?
yes.
I believe it.
Bonus take.
This game could be on the moon, and it'd be cheaper to go to it than a
for
finals.
sure. Absolutely.
First finals game in 27 years
Yes.
at MSG. Gonna have to sell a kidney.
We have to.
Or just
we're
bet
gonna
on
start
the right
looking
team.
at OKC hotels.